Yeah, good morning, everyone. Yesterday we saw US market ended positive, but the futures are down. Specifically, Nasdaq is down substantially. It's down by around 180 points. The main reason is that quite a few tech companies are down. In that, specifically, Amazon is down by over 10%, mainly because of poor results and guidance also lower. And apart from that, even Facebook and one or two more companies are also down. So with the opening up of the economy, maybe the tide is shifting towards more of an older economy stock than the new generation stock. Apart from that, today morning, Asian markets are also seeing downtick, mainly on account of the trend of Hong Kong and Chinese stock, which were there in tech stock, again bounced back in last 2 days and now again seeing some decline. So more of a continuation of what has happened in 2 3 days back is seen in Hong Kong and China. And apart from that, there are quite a few COVID cases which are increasing in Asian country like Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand. Uh, Even some cases are getting increased in Tokyo and Australia as well. So this is creating some fear about lockdown and all and impacting the market. Apart from that, in the commodity, yesterday aluminum increased sharply by around 2%, whereas copper was flat. Today morning, iron ore is down substantially by over 5% in China, mainly because of the new tax which has been imposed on export of steel from China. Uh, they had imposed around 20% tax on whatever the steel getting exported from China. They had included around 20 type of steel product in that. So this is to reduce the production in China of steel and which will reduce the demand for the iron ore. And as such, iron ore is down by around 5%, whereas steel is up by over 2% over there. So overall, subdued market indications from the international market. Now I'll request technical team to take up first.
Yes, thank you, sir. Good morning, all of you. This is Swati. Looking towards the Asian markets, I believe that the Nifty is likely to open with a gap down almost by 70 to 80 points, which comes to at around 15,700 levels. So Nifty is likely to open on that levels. Immediate support for the intraday will be at 15,670 level. If it's respect that support level, then definitely we might see some pullback rally into our market. If not, then definitely this selling pressure is likely to be continued on a downside, and which might take a Nifty back towards 15,600 to 15,500 levels. So overall view is cautious little bit. As of now, Nifty is just trading above, hovering near its 50 days moving average, but we need to keep eye on that whether it respects that support level or not, which comes to at around 15,670 levels. Whereas on the higher side, 15,800 will be the immediate resistance zone. If it's break that level, then only we can see some bounce back rally or say the pullback rally towards 15,870 to 15,900 levels on the higher sides. On the Bank Nifty front, Bank Nifty is also just last 2 days we are just witnessing that it is just taking a strong support of 100 DMA and showing a little bit bounce back rally from the last 2 days. It is just respecting that support level, which comes to at around 34,280 level. So that will be the crucial support level for the Bank Nifty for 1 to 2 days. For the intraday purpose, the support for today will be 34,550 will be the immediate support zone, which break that level, then we likely to witness some selling pressure, which might take a Bank Nifty towards 34,300 to 34,200 levels on the downside. Whereas on higher side, 34,650, 34,700 will be the immediate resistance level. Any move about that level, then only we can see some positive momentum towards 34,850 to 35,000 levels. As of now, the overall view is little bit cautious on both the indices. It's a stock specific market. So trade with the each and every transaction with the strict stop losses. On the Nifty Finance front, for today intraday purpose, 16,600 will be the immediate support level. If it's break that level, then we can witness some selling pressure, which might take a Nifty Finance towards 16,500 to 16,400 levels. Whereas on higher side, 16,800 will be the immediate resistance level. If it's break that level, then only 16,800 to 16,900 levels can be seen. As I said, it's a stock specific market. From the last 2 days, we are witnessing that the IT packs are really doing very well. IT index is just going in the pattern of higher tops and higher bottom formations. So among the IT pack, HCL Tech really looks very good. The stock is well placed above its all the important moving averages, say 150 DMA. It is just trading in a very good pattern. So one can take a buy call on HCL Tech with a stop loss of 980 and target I'm looking forward on the upper side is 1040. I think that's it from my end. I request derivative guys to take a call forward.
Yeah, thank you, Swatik. Good morning, everyone. So, as per yesterday's derivative data, we are seeing that there is not much of change from the derivative outlook, as we are seeing that once the Nifty yesterday moved around 70 points on the higher end, but the shifting of core writers at 15,800 strike is not getting shifted on the higher end. It is continuously building positions at 15,800 to 16,000 mark. So continuously resistance is being getting formed at the 15,800 to 16,000 mark. And on the lower end, we are seeing that the put writers is also showing um, some strength at 15,800 to 15,500 mark. So currently the view is completely range bound, as we need the breakout of 15,950 level on the higher end and 15,600 on the lower end. Then only the trend can be decided. Two important data points which you are seeing in the yesterday's trading session is PCRYE closed yesterday at 0.93, which is trading at oversold zone. But India VIX yesterday closed at 12.95, and we are seeing that the India VIX is getting difficult to get a stable at 12.95 level, as we are seeing once India VIX coming below 12 level, we are seeing the pressure is again getting generated in the market. So we expect India VIX to again shoot up around 14.5 to 15 marker. From that level, we might expect the Nifty to see reversal again in the higher end. So currently the view stands out to be the range bound in the market. In today's trading session, if Nifty breaks the support of 15,600 level and weekly close comes below 15,600 level, then we might see to pressure to increase, which might drag Nifty towards 15,300 to 15,200 mark. So hold your all your long positions with the support of 15,600 level on the closing basis. As per stock specific, we are seeing 3 to 4 counters which looks positive. One counter which we recommended in last 2 to 3 trading sessions is ICICI Bank, and we have booked profit in yesterday's trading session in ICICI Bank. Rest 3 counters are BEL, Deepak United, and Infosys. These 3 counters looks positive, and in next coming trading session, we expect a 5 to 7% move in these 3 trading counters. So keep watch on these 3 trading counters. Thank you.
Good morning. TVS Motor result was marginally below estimates due to margins declining to 7%. This was mainly because of negative operating leverage because of lesser top line. Management expects margins to bounce back to 10% by end of the year. And company seems to be capable of beating industry growth going forward. So in the short term, we are neutral, but positive in the long term. Motilal Oswal result declined. Its main segment, which is the mutual fund, from which almost half of the stock's value is derived, has been underperforming the industry. The mutual fund segment degrew by 17% in both revenue and EBITDA terms on a quarter-on-quarter basis. This is against positive single-digit growth showed by most other listed mutual funds. Also, the broking segment was flat quarter on quarter, just like other traditional brokers. ICICI and IIFL Securities also witnessed flattish top line and bottom line growth. So clearly, market share is shifting towards discount brokers over here. So both these segments were underperforming, and we would recommend to avoid the stock. Affordable housing companies Aavas and Home First Finance, both results came. They were lukewarm. NPA, especially the SMA book, has increased a lot for Aavas. In fact, it has gone up from 6% to 12%. for Home First Finance from 6 to 8%. So there could be some short-term pressure on the stock price, but again over here the collection efficiency figures expected for July seem to be again on the higher side. So gradually they will come back, but maybe in the next immediate term, stocks can remain sideways. LIC Housing Finance and Shriram City Union Finance, both results were below expectation, and on all fronts they were less than expectations, and we would suggest to avoid both the companies. Thank you. That's it from my side.
Good morning, everyone. Yesterday, Colgate Palmolive announced their results, and results were broadly in line with the expectations. Eris Life Science announced their results, and results are in line with the expectations. The margins came at 36% versus expectation of 35.9, and we are positive on this company and maintain a positive outlook. Orient Electric announced their results, and results were mainly in line with the expectations. Poly Medicare announced their results, and results have improved. The revenue grew by 24%, and margins have also increased to 26% versus 25% last quarter. CCL Products announced their results, and we have seen that the coffee prices are going up so high. However, there is not much direct impact on this company as they are into conversion and passing on the increase or decline, whatever the price increase is. However, the stock has been trading very well in recent past. The results were broadly in line with the expectations. Laurus Labs has announced the results, and results were marginally below expectations. This is after 4-5 quarters, we have seen that some disappointment have come in the numbers. However, we'll get to know more details about this and the reasons for this in today's con call. Ajanta Pharma announced the results, and results were marginally below expectations. Dhanuka Agritech announced their results, and results were marginally below expectations. The stock is trading at 21 times FY22 EPS, which is not expensive though. Deepak Nitrite announced the results, and results were above expectations. The company have been posting good results in the recent past, and even the stock price has also been firm in recent past. Revenue grew by 126%, however, on a small base, and margins came at 29.6% versus expectation of 28.3. Shoppers Stop announced the results, and results were mainly in line. Stovecraft announced the result. This is a recently listed company. The results were improved for the quarter. WebOf Global announced the results, and results were improved. During the last result update, we had recommended a partial profit booking, and the stock has been very muted for the whole quarter. However, with this result, we expect some positive movement in this. Parag Milk Foods announced the results, and results have improved for the quarter. Though sales was muted, the margins have improved to 10% versus 6.8% last year and 4% last quarter. DFM Foods announced the results, and results were declining. The main shocker came from the margins, which went down to 1.1% versus 13% last year. There's another news that a previous specialty has signed a JV with Givaduan SA, the global leader in fragrance creation, to set up a new greenfield production facility wherein they would manufacture small volume fragrance ingredients called specialty ingredients. Privi would hold 51% of the equity. This is positive. Thank you.
Kansa, we can't hear you. Kansa, we can't hear you. Yeah, meanwhile, I'll take let Avish.
I'll take up.
Yeah,
I'll take. Yeah. JK Lakshmi Cement reported its numbers, and the result was below expectation on standalone front. Revenue came at 1,231 crores versus expectation of 1,126 crores. The margins came at 17.5% versus expectation of 19.6%. Share is trading at EV by EBITDA of 8.62 FY23 EBITDA. Jindal Stainless Hisar reported improved set of numbers. Volume declined by 17% sequentially at 1.5 lakh ton. Though EBITDA per ton improved by 30% quarter on quarter at rupees 25,278 crores. Margins also improved sequentially at 15.2%. Then Welspun Corp Limited reported declining set of numbers. Revenue declined by 29% at 1,299 crores. The sales came at 175 kiloton versus 222 kiloton year on year. It declined by 21%. Realization came at 70,993 crores versus 70,000 Q on Q. EBITDA per ton came at rupees 9,429 crores versus 9,316 crores quarter on quarter. The share is trading at EV by EBITDA of 4.51 times FY23 EBITDA. Sri Digvijay Cement Company came up with a result, and the result was okay. Revenue came at 155 crores versus 175 crores quarter on quarter. The margins were flattish at 26.5% versus 26.9% quarter on quarter. EBITDA per ton came at 1,383 crores versus 1,362 crores quarter on quarter. Then Prism Johnson reported declining set of numbers. The revenue degrew by 34% at 1,117 crores. EBITDA came at 147 crores versus 240 crores quarter on quarter. Margins were at 13% versus 14% sequentially. The share is trading at EV by EBITDA of 8.8 times FY23 EBITDA. Thank you.
Yeah, Akansha, are you
Yes.
taking?
Hello. Good morning, everyone. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Tech Mahindra has posted its above expectation numbers both on the revenue and the margin front. TCV came at $815 million and CC on Q growth came at 3.9% versus expectation of 2.2%. Management indicates of growing double-digit growth on organic basis on FY22 and a bit margin to be in the range of 15%. Q1 FY22 EBIT margin stood at 15.2%. Management indicates of improving margin in coming quarter. With this, outlook is positive on the company. Share is trading at 18.8 times FY22 EPS. First Source Solution has posted inline set of numbers both on the revenue and the margin front, with dollar revenue coming in at $201.3 million and constant currency year-on-year growth came at 38.5%. Share is trading at 25.1 times FY22 EPS. The call for the same will be held today, wherein the further details will be shared. Aegis Logistics has posted below expectation numbers for the quarter. Container Corporation has posted ahead of expectation numbers for the quarter, both on the revenue and the margin front. Thank you.
Yeah, from all these results which has come yesterday, a few takeaway. The stock like Vaibhav Global and Storecraft and Tech Mahindra, these can be watched. These stock can open positive and can further perform from here. So one can keep watch on that. Apart from that, the SRF management has indicated that one of their division, that is technical textile, is which has shown very good result in this quarter, is likely to sustain in the coming quarter. So Century Enka is also in the similar business. So that stock can see some positive trend because of these indications. So quite possible Century Enka can also declare good results, and outlook for the future also can be positive. And valuations are also not very high for Century Enka. So that stock can be kept on radar. So now for results for 3rd August, Adani Port is likely to report number. Company is likely to report even quarter-on-quarter increase in revenue and PAT, as such indicating positive trend. Then Alkyl Amines is likely to report number. Here numbers are likely to be more of a flattish quarter-on-quarter. Revenue is likely to increase by 5% quarter-on-quarter, but EBITDA margin is expected to come off a bit from around 35% to 32%. So result will be more of a flattish. Then Bharti Airtel is likely to report number. Here results are likely to be marginally better than last quarter. Revenue is likely to increase by around 2%, whereas EBITDA margin is likely to increase by 30-40 basis points. ARPU is likely to remain stable at around 145, which was there in the last quarter as well. So overall result is likely to be marginally better. Yesterday we saw some decline in the new subscriber. Substantial decline was there of around 4.6 million subscriber. That got impacted mainly because of the lockdown in May month. The figure was for the May month, and the May month was closed down. And as was happened in last year, they had given a free recharging for 1 month. This time they had not given, and as such this impact has come because of that. So market may ignore that. Then Care Rating is likely to report number. Q1 is generally a soft quarter for them. Last quarter also very soft. So on year-on-year basis, company is likely to show improvement, but quarter-on-quarter it will decline substantially. Dabur is likely to report number, and again this is likely to show improvement. Year-on-year revenue is likely to increase by around 20%, and EBITDA margin is likely to remain stable. Quarter-on-quarter even EBITDA margin is likely to show some improvement. Then Dhampur Sugar Mill is likely to report number. Yesterday we saw Dwarikesh Sugar reported numbers, and the numbers were okay. Wherein we saw decline in sugar margin, and since mill got closed bit early, so the power revenue was also not there. So but the main profit came from ethanol. So similar trend may be visible in Dwarikesh Sugar, Dhampur Sugar as well. So the results are likely to be more of a okay year-on-year. Quarter-on-quarter, seasonally, comparatively, it's a softer quarter than the previous quarter. Then another result is Indocount is likely to report number. We had seen that the Welspun has reported very good numbers with improvement in margins because of the subsidy which the government has approved for them. So similar trend can be visible in Indocount itself, Indocount also. Kajaria Ceramic is likely to report number, and here the numbers are likely to show declining trend. Quarter-on-quarter revenue is likely to decline by around 40%, and EBITDA margin is also likely to decline by around 300 bips. Then Kalpataru Power is again likely to show declining results. Then Nitin Spinner is likely to report number. Here we had seen yesterday also that the KPI Vardhman Textile has reported very good numbers with increase in margins because of the increasing yarn prices and having older cotton stock. So that has benefited the Vardhman Textile a lot, and similar thing can be visible in Nitin Spinner as well. Then Tata Consumer Product is likely to report number. Here again, quarter on quarter, margins are likely to improve. Last quarter, we saw impact of higher prices of tea, and that is now subsiding, and the margins are likely to show some improvement quarter on quarter from around 10% to around 12.5%. So here, revival and improvement in the results can be visible. Bank of India is likely to report number, and numbers are expected to show higher restructuring. Though apart from that, the other results like NPA and uh, profitability will be okay. Credit cost will be higher, and the restructuring will also be higher. So overall result is likely to be okay. So that's all from us. Thank you very much and have a good day.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel for in-depth interviews of India Inc. and press the bell icon so that you do not miss our updates.